Today marks a grim anniversary. Just 1 year ago, that a massive earthquake devastated the Caribbean nation of Haiti. Jeff Glor was one of the first American journalists on the scene there. He returned this past weekend to check in on how the recovery is going, and you were a little apprehensive as to what you would find.
Yeah, and it's not going great, to be honest with you, Erica. Haiti was already a very difficult place to begin with, the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, even before the earthquake. After, it's far worse, with little indication things will improve anytime soon.
The world is coming to an end!
It was 4:53 p.m., January 12th, 2010.
A major disaster may be unfolding right now in Haiti.
A 7.0 magnitude earthquake centered 16 miles west of Port-au-Prince, Haiti's capital and largest city. A staggering 230,000 people died. 300,000 more were hurt and suffering. During the first days after, you have 6 children.
Get out.
As aftershocks rattled the nation, we saw little being done to help those in desperate need. One year later, almost $6 billion in aid has been pledged. They're not paying attention.
No.
But we return to find that in many spots, it's hard not to feel like the earthquake just happened yesterday. It's believed more than 800,000 people remain homeless, living under tarps and in tents. Clean drinking water is a luxury. Rubble remains everywhere, including inside a famed symbol of Haitian independence. Haiti's presidential palace is in even worse shape than it was just after the earthquake because much of the building in the past year has crumbled inwards. And directly across the street from what is this country's White House, a tent city full of homeless people. You're trying to make a statement by being here outside the White House.
No, I'm trying to say, like, only reason we come to shun mass across from the White House, I think that will bring more attention to us, but they don't pay no attention to us. They don't give us nothing.
This man can't even find charcoal to cook with, never mind the food. He has 5 children to feed. Is there anything you've seen that gives you hope?
Esse combat é o que boa espoir. He don't see no hope.
Just after the earthquake, frustration boiled over most dramatically in this city's center. This is downtown Port-au-Prince today. You can see it's busy at midday. Business is returning, markets here are back open, but still in this area, 6 in 10 people remain unemployed. It was nearly impossible to find a police or emergency vehicle on the streets after the quake. Now, you can see here in some cases, law and order is back. These are 2 men who were apparently caught stealing. They've been followed through the streets by a large group of people and chastised all the way to the police station. Each step in the recovery proceeds on a small scale. These are transitional homes, a 12 by 16-foot structure that might house a family of 15. That is considered progress. 26-year-old Wilfred Messina was one of an estimated 150,000 amputees. A welder with a wife and young son, he got a new leg and his old job back. I can see the smile on your face when you talk about it. This has made all the difference for you. But those few gains being made are often offset by more setbacks. In October, Haiti was hit by a cholera crisis that killed 3,500. In November, a disputed presidential election that has yet to be resolved. 1 year later, Haiti is still hurting. Its future still hanging in the balance. You go back thinking and hoping that things will improve or have improved, and there are so many areas where they just haven't.
It's heartbreaking. And we saw, you know, in one of those end shots of your piece, we saw a little bit of construction, but there was so much concern right after the earthquake about people even trying to rebuild because there are no building codes and the materials that they use are not safe.
There are no building codes, and so much of that debris remains. I mean, one of the biggest things when we went down there first was all the debris in the road. And a lot of the debris from the roads has been cleared, but other than that, the houses that came down, the buildings that came down, there is
minimal rebuilding.
$6 billion pledged. Does it look like any of that money is getting there? Significant portions of it, at least?
Some of it is in these very small pockets, and I have to say these aid workers are very dedicated. I mean, they come from all over the place, and they devote their lives to helping now. But it's just in very small spots, and not all of that money has been distributed. They say they want to do it the right way.
And I would imagine that figuring out where the need is most prevalent has to be nearly impossible.
It's very, very difficult, because
like
when you're
it's
talking
needed
about that amount of
everywhere.
money and that amount of need, where do you start?
And because the need, as you said too, was already so great before this hit, that makes it even more difficult to figure out where you even begin.
They're talking about 10 years before Haiti at least is back to where it was even before the earthquake and before it was the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere.
Unreal. All right, Jeff.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Jeff,
Great
thanks.
report.